An update on the status of Panguitch Lake Dam, reports of an active shooter in Cedar City, and Washington City is celebrating 100 years in film.
You're watching St. George News at 5.
Good afternoon, I'm Christy Langenheim. On Wednesday, officials provided new details regarding the current conditions of the Panguitch Lake Dam. Here's Jeff Richards with the full report and the current status of the emergency.
Wednesday afternoon, less than 2 days after leaking cracks were first noticed on the Panguitch Lake Dam, state and local officials released updated information saying that if a breach were to occur, it would likely affect only the topmost 2 to 5 feet of the dam and not to the entire structure. Nevertheless, the situation continues to be classified as a level 2 event, meaning there is still a risk of potential dam failure and flooding. Mitigation efforts are already underway, including the releasing of additional water into Panguitch Creek in order to help bring down the level of the lake, a process that could take several more days. Meanwhile, State Route 143 between Panguitch Town and the lake remains closed to traffic. Should an evacuation become necessary, residents are advised to head out of town toward Hatch to the east. Officials said more information would be shared at a public meeting at Panguitch High School on Wednesday night.
This morning, a significant police presence responded to the Southern Utah University's campus in response to reports of an active shooter. To ensure the students' safety, police secured the area with the help of drones, helicopters, and road closures. Updates have been made to the public through the course of the day. The suspect currently remains unidentified. SUU's campus-wide alert system sent out a description at 9:52 a.m. asking everyone to be aware of the suspect fitting a description of a white man with long hair, approximately 20 to 25 years old, wearing a black hat, black sunglasses, green t-shirt, and blue jeans. At least 7 buildings have been cleared and deemed safe by police. The police department is continually updating the public to which buildings have been cleared as safe. The public is advised to continue to follow lockdown procedures if you're on campus. If you're not on campus, SUU asks that you stay away. If you have information regarding the suspect's whereabouts, please contact the police. Washington County is kicking off the celebration of Utah's 100 years of film history with free screenings of 5 movies shot here in southern Utah. Stephanie DeGraw has more on how the film industry has grown over the years.
The Greater Zion organization is celebrating Utah's 100 years in the movie business with free films. The first filmed in the county was the silent western Ramona. Recently, award-winning actor and director Kevin Costner chose the area for his 4 chapters of Horizon: An American Saga. Chapter 1 features shots of Washington County, and Chapter 2 used locations throughout the county in 2023. Costner is coming back this year to film the sequels. To learn more, read the story.
Thanks, Stephanie. Now on over to Amy and Sheldon with your weekend guide to local events.
That's right, a big event happening right behind us this weekend.
The Washington County Fair is 8 days this year.
What kind of things do they have? They have bull riding and stuff?
They sure do. The rodeo's this weekend. You don't want to miss it.
So get down to the fairgrounds and see the rodeo this weekend. For the full list of events, see our TGIF listing on stgeorgenews.com.
Now back to you in the studio.
Yeah.
Thanks, Sheldon and Amy. Last year, police received a call regarding an unconscious 2-year-old child that was admitted to the hospital and later passed away to injuries. Further details were revealed during a preliminary hearing held this past Monday. Cody Blowers has more on the case and the recent finding.
On Monday, 29-year-old Randy Holt Lessing appeared in 5th District Court for a preliminary hearing to decide whether there was enough evidence to support the charges filed in the death of a 2-year-old in Washington City last summer. Lessing is facing first-degree felony child abuse, reckless homicide, as well as an obstruction of justice charge filed after the toddler arrived at St. George Regional Hospital on July 19th of last year with significant trauma to the brain and head. So significant, in fact, the youngster was flown to a level 1 trauma center in Las Vegas where she died 5 days later. Dr. Carrie Smith, who was called in to evaluate the youngster at the hospital, determined the toddler had suffered blunt force injuries that fractured the youngster's skull, and the trauma caused a brain bleed and retinal hemorrhaging in both of the youngster's eyes. District Judge Jay Winward then ruled there was more than enough evidence to support the charges and the case was bound over for further prosecution.
Thank you for watching St. George News at 5. I'm Christy Langenheim with St. George News, your #1 source for local news.
This has been St. George News at 5.